It was a bright and buzzing summer morning in New Delhi. The air was hot, the sun high, and a major political event was underway. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had just arrived at a newly inaugurated eco-farming center near the edge of a dense forest. Journalists, ministers, security officers, and hundreds of villagers had gathered. Cameras clicked. Banners fluttered. Speeches echoed. Modi stepped out of his black SUV, waving to the crowd with his usual confident smile. He was wearing a cream-colored kurta and a light saffron scarf draped over his shoulder. Just as he raised his hand to begin his speech, a strange humming sound filled the air. At first, people thought it was a helicopter, but the sound grew louder, deeper, like a living thunder. Then came the horror. Part 2. The sky turns black honeybee. From the trees beyond the farm, a dark cloud rose, swirling, shifting, alive. Millions of honeybees emerged in perfect formation, angry and fast. They weren't flying randomly, they were targeting the stage. People began screaming and scattering. Security officers pulled out batons, shields, and smoke sprayers. But it was too late, the swarm had locked on. Before anyone could fully react, the bees surrounded Prime Minister Modi. He disappeared into a thick vortex of buzzing wings. The media froze. Cameras rolled. Some brave security officers rushed toward him with smoke grenades, trying to break the swarm circle. But the bees were relentless. They weren't ordinary, they were defending something. Part 3. The Forgotten Hive Honeypot. What no one knew was that, just 2 days earlier, a construction team had unknowingly destroyed a massive wild beehive deep inside the forest to make way for the event venue. That hive was home to a rare species of forest honeybees, known for their memory and aggressive behavior when threatened. Bees communicate through smell. Somehow, Modi's scarf, which had been hung near the construction site days earlier during a photo shoot, still carried the scent of the destruction. The bees had recognized it, and now they had come for revenge. Part 4. Operation Bee Shield. Inside the Special Protection Group SPG tent, Major Rana, the head of Modi's personal security, barked orders. Deploy the bee protocol. Get the suit's smoke units and call the Forest Wildlife Emergency Team. Now. Within minutes, rescuers in white beekeeping suits arrived by chopper. They carried special smoke blasters, bee-calming pheromones, and rescue nets. The crowd had been cleared. Modi was barely visible inside the furious swarm, crouched behind a steel podium covering his face. The plan was risky. Approach, surround the swarm without triggering them further, and use natural queen pheromone extract to lure them away. Part 5. The tense minutes stopwatch. The rescuers slowly formed a triangle around the stage. Smoke filled the air, a calming lavender mist. As one of them, Dr. Kiran, a wildlife expert, stepped forward with a pheromone canister. She released the scent into the air. The bees paused. Then, slowly, they began to shift. First a few dozen, then hundreds, thousands. The humming softened. The swarm lifted upward, following the new scent trail toward the nearby forest, where temporary artificial hives had been placed. 5 long minutes passed. Then silence. The last bee flew away, disappearing into the trees. Part 6. Survival and Reflection, India. Modi stood up, slowly. His scarf was torn. His face had minor stings, but he was mostly safe. He looked shaken, but alive. As the medics treated him, he turned to Major Rana and asked, "Did we build on their home?" "Yes, sir," he replied quietly. Modi looked out over the still smoking stage, then toward the forest. "We disturbed nature, and nature responded." Later that evening, Modi gave a short televised message from the hospital, where he was recovering from mild allergic reactions. "I was saved not just by brave rescuers," he said, "but by understanding what we humans must never forget, respect the balance of nature." Epilogue: The Hive Lives on Honeybee. The next week, Modi announced the Save the Wild Hive initiative, protecting natural hives near development zones. Special eco-zones were created, and the forest bees were left undisturbed. And the scarf? It was preserved in a glass box at the eco-center, as a reminder that even the most powerful man in the country is not above the laws of nature.